So, Reminiscence. Got to see Reminiscence yesterday around 10 o'clock. Now, going into this film, I knew really nothing about it. I watched the trailers, watched, you know, I read some of the background on the film, but again, even the description doesn't really tell you what it's about. So, I went into this film. And by the way, like this film is starring Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is fantastic in almost everything I've seen him in. I've loved. Like I can't think of a film that I haven't liked him in. So going into that knowing, like I was gonna give the film the benefit of the doubt. And the Rotten Tomato scores weren't very positive. So, but again, I don't really go off of reviews. I go off of how I liked it. Because there have been some bad films that, um, I shouldn't say bad films. There have been some bad reviewed films that I ended up really liking. So, to me, it's all about how you feel about the movie. So, anyways, I go into the film. The movie ended around probably 12:30ish, somewhere around there. And I gotta tell you, I was really disappointed. First off, this film is a mess. While trying to develop characters, you're also at the same time trying to push a story forward, and it's not working. Mainly because there's just not enough character development. And so while they're pushing the story forward, they're trying to do two things at once, and most of the time that can work if you do it right. Here it just feels like they're trying to give you like snippets, like almost like a montage of a few memories, and it just felt rushed to me. Um, Hugh Jackman is great. Like he he does he's really good with the script that was given to him, and Rebecca Ferguson is good as well. But it all felt rushed. I needed more character development. I needed to learn more about these characters. Um, this movie was an hour and 57 minutes. I think that was part of the problem. I think it was too short. I feel like this film could have benefited from being maybe 2.5 hours at the very least. I think that's probably the sweet spot, to be honest. But to kind of go into more detail of not even more detail, but kind of give you a rundown on how I felt. I'm gonna go ahead and read you my review on Letterboxd, and I'll put the link down below if you guys want to read it later as well. So these are my thoughts on the film. I thought the ideas and the concepts of the movie were pretty great, but it was all over the place and it felt rushed. These characters are ones I really wanted to connect to, but with Hugh Jackman's character and Rebecca Ferguson's character, they wanted me to feel that their connection was really deep. But I couldn't because, again, you see a few scenes with them, but you don't really get a full grasp of their life together, or at least part of their life together. Um, and I just felt like it was just rushed. They show flashbacks, and let me just like say I don't like to tell you what the premise of this movie is because I don't want to give anything away. I like to let people kind of go in blind to these movies so they can experience all the emotions and all the things without giving away too much. But this film is about going back into your memories and reliving those memories. for whatever the case may be, whether it's to figure out something or to just relive memories because you want to. But again, that's kind of the concept here, what we're dealing with. But obviously, there's a story wrapped in it. Um, the ideas of this film are great. You know, it really got me thinking, like, about life in general and things like that, and that's all great. But the problem was, I was so caught up trying to figure out how I felt about these characters that the message felt muddled down, and I couldn't get into those feelings. I couldn't feel anything. I wanted to really bad though. I'm kind of just skimming. Like I said, I'll put the link down below, but um, I just needed more fleshed out characters. I really did. And that's ultimately why I I couldn't get into this film. Because towards the end of the film, like I was starting to feel something for these characters, but to me that was just the beginning. Like again, this film could have been another 30 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes longer, and I might have probably got more out of this movie, and maybe, just maybe, I might have liked this film more. But to me, it got lost. It 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 was a film that didn't gosh, what am I trying to say? This is a film that didn't wasn't fully realized, and I think it was cut short because of that. All the performances are great. Um, well done. It's more. It kind of feels like a Blade Runner kind of film. It has that look to it. Um, People want to say, I've been hearing that this movie is kind of like an Inception movie. I didn't feel that way. I mean, I get why people are saying that, but I didn't feel that way too much. I think it's kind of an unfair comparison, to be honest. Uh, so, man, I was really disappointed. I wanted to love this film. I liked this film, but at the end of the day, it just it let me down. It really let me down. Would I watch it again? I think I would actually, um, because there are some things to like about this film. Again, a lot of aspects, like the city of Miami is dealing with uh, climate change. So with climate change, uh, at least the way they present it, Miami is a city on the water. So getting place to place, you have to be on a boat, or you have to go, or you have to be on a train, or whatever. There is no streets. Everything is underwater, except the buildings and skyscrapers and some of the homes. But it's really the imagery is pretty cool. Now the opening scene felt too CGI-ish to me. Some of the city didn't feel real. It didn't seem like it was. It, and I know you have to do this because it's kind of a futuristic um, timeline here, but I just, man, I see, and here's the problem too. I know I said a few minutes ago I like this film, but I can't even decide whether I actually like it or not because it disappointed me so much. But I saw the potential. I see the potential in this film, and I just, man, there's nothing more to say. There just isn't. But I'm not gonna sit here and bash this film because I understand the work that goes into making film from all the different podcasts that I listen to and all the movie channels that I watch, and yeah, I don't like to bash films, and this film is not a bad film. It's just not a great one. It's probably a average C movie for me, 3 stars or whatever you want to rate it as. I don't typically like to rate films because it doesn't mean much to me. Like, what does a 3 mean? What does a C mean, you know? So I rated the film on Letterboxd 3 out of 5, if that helps. But I'm going to link that review down below if you guys want to check it out later. Um, but you know, at the end of the day, it had potential, and it just didn't. It yeah. Anyways, I'm going to get going. I hope you guys go ahead and check this out if you can. If you can get to the theater and you feel comfortable going, go and check it out. It's only been in the theater for about a week now, so it's early into its life cycle right now. So, but if you can't, I believe this is being shown on HBO Max. I'm more of a theater guy because I'm trying to support the theaters. Um, but again, if you don't feel comfortable, go ahead and watch it on HBO Max and give it a watch. So this movie seems to be very divided. Um, half of, at least the people that I've watched reviews on and read, uh, half of them love this movie and half of them do not. And I definitely don't love this movie, but I definitely don't hate it either. So I'm kind of in the middle. Again, I still can't decide whether I like this movie or not. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get going, and I hope this review or this discussion, I'm going to call it discussion because I'm just not that good at reviewing films. Just more about talking about them. Hope this helps. And, go ahead and check out this film if you can. Have a good night, everyone.